Aerial coverage from high above historic Watkins Glen International, brought to you by our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. We are moving in on the halfway point here at the Centurion boats at the Glen. 39 laps complete, working lap 40. 45 would be the halfway point. Our leader is Kyle Busch. Let's get you up to speed on the lead driver, starting with Mike Massaro.
Well, Doc, the one question mark in the 18 camp coming into this race was fuel mileage. Because of the engine problems we documented at the top of the show, they didn't get to experiment much during practice with a carburetor. They're not really sure exactly how much fuel mileage they'll be able to go. Steve Addington, the crew chief, though, decided to roll the dice and threw the carburetor on that motor, just trying to see how much mileage they can get out of it. Still a lot of question marks. Right behind him, though, Jimmie Johnson. We know he's been good over the course of his Sprint Cup Series career. However, the one blemish, no road course victories. They took a step in the direction of getting one of those wins by running here in the Nationwide Series yesterday. Chad Knaus, the crew chief, said before that run, Jimmie had always been tentative in road course racing, but because of their strong effort on Saturday, feels like Jimmie's much more confident behind the wheel right now. Speaking of confidence, how can you be more confident than Tony Stewart? After all, 4 victories here in Watkins Glen. He attributes that quite a bit to his go-kart experience as a young race car driver. But you got to also give some credit to his crew chief, Greg Zipadelli. Remember, in his formative years, he was a crew chief in what is now the Camping World East Series, formerly known as the Busch North Series, that ran here quite often. Certainly Zippy knows what it takes to set up a very strong race car here at the Glen. Carl Edwards still looking for a pretty big run. Spoke with his crew chief this morning, Bob Osborne, asking him to kind of evaluate the talent of his driver on a road course. He says since he began working with Carl to now, he's seen a tremendous improvement. Pushing him to answer into what specifically he's gotten better at, Bob just said every aspect of road course racing. Dave?
And as we peer back, we see Kevin Harvick needing a little more grip in that race car right now. He's one of the other teams that went to Road Atlanta and tested, but he'd never been there before. So their test was mainly about shaking things down with this brand new race car. Kevin improving every lap they tested. And I guess that was the biggest benefit. He got some time in the car. Now they know the thing is solid, and it runs solid. Top 10 now, Shannon.
Well, Dave Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the lead early, led for 28 laps. That's more than all of his other races here at Watkins Glen combined. He is still battling tight conditions, and the call has just come into Junior. Watch that fuel. Try to save us as much as you can.
Behind him is Martin Truex Jr. They're not counting themselves out of the chase just yet, guys. They're 17th in points right now. Martin Truex Jr. said, if we're going to make a move, it has to start right here at Watkins Glen. He said, hands down, we have to go for broke. It's all about going for the win. Martin loving the car today, started 18th, running, well, top 8 pretty much the entire race. Shannon?
Yeah, Greg Biffle fighting just a little bit of loose conditions. I spoke with his crew chief, Greg Irwin. He told me, you know, at road courses, all you have to do is just be a little off, and it can ruin your entire day. So they're looking to get that car right for Greg Biffle. Now, Jeff Burton right behind him had a great run in the Nationwide race last night. Of course, he ran out of gas. He has been starting to get loose on his runs. He starts off tight and then starts to get loose. His only finishes outside the top 15 have come the past 3 races. Doc?
He got a flat tire or something. Can you tell which tire?
48 car, Jimmie Johnson may have a problem. He is slowing down here out of turn 8, or turn 9, and headed up the short chute.
Could be a transmission issue.
Got it down, it's left side. All right, I do 4 tires here, guys. 4 tires.
That's the tire, Mike.
Well, it sounds to me like it's a tire, Andy. He just came over the radio and said he feels like it's on the left side. The team is up on the wall, ready to change all 4 tires.
We've been losing quite a bit of time to Kyle Busch over the last 6 or 8 laps, but wasn't sure. This seemed like something that came all of a sudden. We see him heading down pit road, go to the attention of his crew.
They will not be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. 35 laps puts them at 78 to 80, so that would be very, very difficult. So he comes in. They said left side, so they're going to go to the left side first.
That's the bad news. The good news is on a road course, they won't go down a lap here. And they'll be able to get back out there. And Jimmy will have a lot of work to do, but he'll have a chance to pass a lot of cars.
And we have seen that tires do make a difference here, because as Dale Jr. stayed out there that long, they got him behind by staying out there, because these other guys put on tires and picked up some speed, and he was out there for quite a while, as we see Jimmie Johnson going back on the racetrack.
There are 38 cars on the lead lap. That's the good news. The bad news is if you do lose a lap here, you have a hard time, unless you can get the lucky dog, you have a hard time getting a good finish. They're looking at those tires, see if they can see if one has gone down.
Looks like they may have found one. No, maybe not.
Looks like all the tires have air in them, so there must be something else wrong. We'll obviously follow Jimmy Johnson as we see our leader here, Kyle Busch, still out front.
Kyle Busch, he dominated the only other road race of the year at Infineon, leading 78 of the 112 laps. He's leading here today.